G.
That was E then.
E. What's
That was E then.
I want to go home, I was
E.
Well, I wake up in the morning, till the ding dong ring. Walk over to the table, see the same old thing, not fork upon the table, nothing in my pants. Say anything about it, get in trouble with the man, let the midnight special shine out on me. Let the midnight special shine a triple up and light on me. Let the midnight special shine a light on me, yeah. Let the midnight special shine a triple up and light on me. If you ever go to Houston, Lord, you better walk right. You better not stagger, and you better not find all the sheriff gonna arrest you or to carry you down. And if you do find it guilty, you better take your rebound.
I'd like to start, if I may, with you, Mr. Donegan, because in many ways, skiffle, I think, starts with you. Where did you first hear skiffle?
Well, skiffle, as we now call it, of course, is something that evolved from what we're doing. And what we're doing is doing our best to imitate the Afro-American folk sound, you know.
You're in polls being voted the most popular musicians. This is in 1957, right? And you're still popular, but at that time, did you...
Oh, that was my father.
Oh, was it? Oh. Were you working together at that time? Did you, or were you on different...
Oh, yeah.
About 57, he left it was a start.
We only just partied company, well, not partied company, maybe.
April 56. But Lonnie was actually with us a very short time. It was amazingly effective, that short time. We started off, we did the skiffle because we liked it, and him and me did it, just the two of us at first. Bass and guitar and him singing, you know.
But doing that style of music, what, was anybody else doing it at all?
No, not really.
No.
When we started doing it, first of all, there was nobody else interested. I mean, I had all these old blues records, and I thought they sounded wonderful, and I didn't really sing that much, and I didn't play the bass, and it didn't seem to be much of a foundation. But then I got this bloke joined in playing the banjo, who played the guitar and liked lead belly. So we did these numbers with the guitar and the bass. We were just trying to play lead belly, Big Bill, that sort of music.
Railroad Bill, the railroad bill. He never waits and he never will. I'm gonna ride on a railroad bill. I'm gonna ride on a railroad bill. Railroad Billy was a mighty bad man. Kill anybody that he think he can. Gonna ride on a railroad bill. Gonna ride on a railroad bill. I'm singing railroad bill, railroad bill. He never waits and he never will. I'm gonna ride on a railroad bill. Yeah, I'm gonna ride on a railroad bill.
And the sound really was a whole new sound, because it didn't sound, although it was taken from the blues music, you invented a new sound, didn't you?
By sheer chance of the instruments, we had the kind of people we were, the voice Lonnie had. It didn't sound like a Big Brunsey record or a Lead Belly record, it sounded like us. But I must tell you, in 1958, when Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee toured with us, Sonny Terry, who had worked with Lead Belly quite a bit, played harmonica, knew him well, and I played him, Lonnie, it's not a very good record, Lonnie and me, Lonnie doing Leaving Blues, and I said, who's that, Sonny? He said, that's Lead. Well, that can't be bad, to get that close. And,
it's amazing, really, because we were working one night down the 100 Club, and John Lomax, you know, the son of the man who actually sort of discovered Lead Belly, apparently came in, and as he was coming down the stairs, he went quite pale, apparently, I'm told, and I said, Jesus, I'm thinking I'm hearing the ghost of Lead Belly, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
It was us squealing away up there. You know?
And now, Van, how did you get involved with all this? Where does it start? Where does music start?
Well, I was listening to the same kind of records that they were, because my father had them. So, you know, when I heard this, I just bought the records, and I thought, well, this is next. You know, this is the next move. Yeah.
Where did you hear them? Where were you hearing them on the radio?
Well, no, basically bought the records in Smithfield. This place, Smithfield. Because in those days, you know, you'd walk in a record shop and they'd be playing some record, you'd be playing it. So I think they were playing Rock Island Line.
Yeah.
That was the second 70th I ever bought. The first one was Sonny Terry.
Hootin' Blues.
Hootin' Blues.
Hootin' Blues,
yeah.
Big hit, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And the second one was Rock Island Line. So and then I bought Lost John after that and the stuff on Pie.
People don't realise that in those days there were several blues people who had hit records that people didn't know they were blues records or blues singers. They thought they were novelty songs.
They were just records, that's right.
Like One Meat Ball by Josh White.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Hootin' Blues, which was the Fox Chase, wasn't it?
That's what it was, yeah.
How about Rory McEwen?
Well, he was, for me, he was part of the picture, Rory McEwen, when he was on Cliff Mitchellmore.
Yeah.
And he was definitely part of the Lead Belly picture for me, also.
Because now on this record, the skiffle sessions, which is as live as a record could be, I've been playing it at home and at night it gets you going, you know. Well, a lot of the songs are Lead Belly songs. Mm-hmm. So, did you ever meet Lead Belly at all?
No, unfortunately not. No, he died in I think I was in the army doing national service when he died, unfortunately. And then when I came out, I would have been prepared to go looking for him, and he was gone.
Red God Almighty, I can pick and feel the cotton. Red God Almighty, I can pick and feel the day. Red God Almighty, I can pick and feel the cotton. Red God Almighty, I can pick and feel the day. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the cotton. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the day. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the cotton. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the day. Oh, me, my wife can pick and feel the cotton. Me, my wife can pick and feel the day. Me, my wife can pick and feel the cotton. Me, my wife can pick and feel the day. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the cotton. Oh Lord, I can pick and feel the day.
What is it that drew you, Van, to Lead Belly's songs? What did that?
Everything was the voice. I think it was the voice for a start. The sound, the guitar, they're unique, the rhythm, and
the word charisma speaks to mind.
Yeah, and also the broadness of the music. You see, he didn't call it. So he didn't say this is blues. It was his music. So he would take a cowboy song and make it his. Yeah.
Always came on the nice suit.
He was like a stylist also. He made it everything his own. You know?
Whose idea was it to get the three of you together?
It
was mine. I mean, it only took me 25 years.
It's all his fault.
Persuade him.
Yeah. No, just to get the calendars to collide, you know.
But I must say, I mean, Van is a man who, in a sense, put his money where his mouth is. There are plenty of people who will give lip service to liking good music and everything else, and they don't do much for it. You know, really, they do their own stuff, which is fair enough. But sometimes they protest too much about the stuff they really like because they don't do much about it. And Van does something about it, which I think is, that's why I'm here.
Yes.
Van is a good man.
Yes.
He has my vote.
Yes.
Did you this story about Lost John? Lost John flew the coop. I mean, he's long gone, but it was long, low down. I like a ducky through the corn. He's standing by the side of railroad track, waiting for the freight train gonna come on by, carry him back to freedom. While he's standing there singing to himself just a little bit, hear the way he says. Freight train come back and never made no stop. Lost John thought he left the right on top, but he's long, long, long gone. Yeah, but he's long, long, long gone.
John came into a country woman's house, said there's crab, fellas and mouse. Said Mr. Lost John, be my friend until the end. Well, I'm long, long, long gone. Yeah, I'm long, long, long gone.
The way it's turned out, is this how you envisaged it sounding when you started off, when you got everybody together?
Yeah.
Just
Definitely.
what you wanted?
Personally, I thought it would be a lot better.
You mean more review on it?
Well, yeah, I didn't want to put it.
Well, it's never the same twice. So
No.
if we did it
Thank God.
Is that an
another
important?
day, it would be different.
Is that an important part of it, the spontaneity?
Oh
of it?
yeah,
But we had a great
yeah.
piano player on it. That was what.
Well, Dr. John, Dr. John is on there, you know him,
Yeah.
let's face it.
Yeah.
He's not a skiffle player, but he's a bloody marvellous
Now you're not doing anything, are you? I mean,
Well, they
Yeah,
are.
I should have come out.
Sending for the corner, gonna buy some beer. He said, now woman, don't you buy no beer. The fox is on my trail and it's soon be here. I'm long, long, long gone. Oh, I'm long, long, long gone. Play guitar for me, play it.
But the thing is, what I think is fascinating is that the music that you were, because I've had those records when I was small, but it's like there's that twilight period before the music they called rock and roll, and it's like, I suppose it's that kind of, it's like it's trad jazz and skiffle, isn't it? It's those kind of worlds colliding. That you've managed to capture there, but has the beat as well, doesn't it?
That's the first music that had that life in it.
The thing is, I would have been singing pure folk music had it not been that I was with Chris and I was absorbed, with the jazz. So everything I did had a natural jazz inflection or influence to it. So if I sing Lost John, for instance, I don't sing straight Lost John because I've got this jazzy inclination all the time. So, and the marriage of the two things makes it different from just being a folk song, and therefore needs a title, and we called it skiffle.
There's a rock on the night in the Mulligan Road, and if you want to ride it, gotta ride it like a funny, get your ticket at the station on the rock on the line.
I can hear how a lot of British rhythm and blues came out of that. Do you think, is that what happened after the...
Well, I think it's a natural progression from one to the next.
Well, I think Alexis Corner came out of your band, didn't
it? Alexis came along and joined in with electric guitar with Cyril Davis. But after 6 months, it was going so well that he said, I think I'll start my own band and play the marquee another night. So I put my marquee owner's hat on and said, which night do you want? That was it.
Because I suppose...
That was my drummer too.
It's a bit like if you see very early footage of the blues people who inspired the next sort of generation, but you are the first generation really, because before you there wasn't any in Britain. What was there? What did we have? We didn't have anything that was kind of this that.
No, we had ballroom dance music.
We had some musicians who loved playing jazz, like George Chisholm and all those, but they didn't have the opportunity. No one had the luck to get up and do it and get away with it.
It was not just luck, as Chris says. No, I won't have that, because we committed ourselves. You say Van put his money where his mouth is, so did we. We all gave up our daytime job with the very high risk possibility of being able to play jazz for a living, and that was a very high risk at that point.
And jazz included, as I was and blues. You can't. The two aren't separable. To my taste, you see, the blues we did in the skiffle group and the jazz, as I would, it's all the same music. I can't separate it in any way. People who do separate it, I always think, well, I don't know what to say to them because I don't quite know what they mean.
Yeah.
To me, it's all the same kind of music. Call it jazz, call it blues, call it, Afro-American folk, urban folk music, whatever you care to call it.
Sonny Boy says, call it your mama.
Yeah, call it, that's right. Yeah, call
it your mama. Yeah.
And band, what do you think? Are people in outside of Britain, are they aware of a skiffle music like this?
I don't think so. No.
They are
now.
They are now.
Very recently.
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount. I mean, luckily for us all, Van putting his name behind it, because I mean, Van is at his height of his international fame at the moment, so they're going to see a Van Morrison on there. So, well, if we don't know about it, we'll have to listen to it and find out, because he does it.
I think Lonnie had hits in the States.
Oh, yeah, we had Rock on Night. We had Sam Freeberg on it as well.
It's amazing how many of the business are very well aware of everything we're talking about now in America. The normal mid-American probably doesn't know, and if you said Lonnie Donegan in America, they'd think of chewing gum. If God help me.
If at all, that's right.
If they're young, if they were.
That's right.
But now the trade in America, the record business, the music business in America, has become very aware, and they're now starting to order, like the specialist labels, Rhino and things like that. Are starting to issue quite a lot of our old stuff.
Also, it could cross over like into folk roots and country.
Yeah, it is.
And I think it's interesting as well, like a lot of the people from over here, like Van or Eric Clapton, people like that, sort of reintroduced the blues to people who weren't really familiar with it in America. I think that's what because you invented your own style, and you've taken it back there, and then people go, oh, that's a.
That's right, but I mean, that's happened quite a lot. I've had a lot of Americans say that if it wasn't for the Rock Island Line situation, they wouldn't have fastened onto their own ethnic music, which is incredible, but apparently is so.
Ben, what's your favourite song on here?
My favourite, I think it's Jesse James.
I thought it would be. Because he's the only one that sings on it.
On Wednesday night, when the moon was shining bright, they rode that Glendale train, and the folks from miles about They all said without a doubt it was done by Frank and Jesse James. Yes, they had a wife, two on for a life. Big children, they were so brave. But that dirty little coward, that shy Mr. Howard, has laid Jesse James in his grave.
How about you, Chris? What's your favourite?
My favourite? I like Dead or Alive, yes. I've always liked Dead or Alive. Good song, Dead or Alive.
How about you, Lonnie? What's
Well,
your
I
favourite?
like either the outskirts of town, which I think is a nice approach to the song, which is a bluesy approach to an otherwise poppy type song. Well, it wasn't poppy when Josh White originated it, you know. Or Frankie and Johnny, which really steams.
But that Outskirts of Town is great. That's one of the best versions.
It's got a nice mood on it. Yeah.
I'm gonna move you, baby, way on the outskirts of town. Lord, I'm gonna move, darling. I said way on the outskirts of town. Because I don't want nobody always hanging around.
So the single is I Want to Go Home, and that's a beautiful song. In fact, when I heard the record first of all, that's the one that I was most drawn to.
Oh, that's amazing.
I didn't realise that song went back, because I remember there was a pop version of it in the 60s. When did you first hear that song?
Well, I recorded it in 1961, I think,
Right.
which was a dreadful version. It was quite reasonable.
You bet at the time, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, I did, yeah.
What did it originally go?
Well,
Caribbean song
I
originally,
first heard it on a Caribbean album by a guy called Blind Blake.
So that goes back,
Straight out of the Caribbean.
Yeah. And then the Beach Boys
Right.
covered it. They probably heard your one, didn't they?
No,
Probably,
they didn't write it
yeah.
out, they didn't put any more than we did, you know.
Yeah, so if that's from the Caribbean, maybe that started off in a pirate ship somewhere, coming out of Plymouth. Who can tell?
Yeah.
Oh,
there
well,
you go.
quite likely, yeah.
Sailed on the slip John Bull, my grandpappy and me. Round Nassau town, we did roam. Been drinking all night. Got into a fight, and I'll be so broke up. I wanna go home. Washed up with John B. Sail. See how the mainsail set. Send for the captain of shore and let me go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Yes, I'll be so broke up. I wanna go home.
Well, Captain's a wicked man, and he gets drunk anytime he can, and he don't give a damn for Grandpappy. No, me. He kicks us around, and he knocks us about. Yeah, well, I feel so broke up. I wanna go home. Hushed up with John B. Sail. See how the mainsail sets. Said, but the captain ashore will let me go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home.
that's great. You see, now that's why I think that is a brilliant song, because you've done that song, and that's a song that is so old, but it's made brand new, because when you hear it, you quite want to cry. It gets you, you know.
Oh, smashing.
So that is good.
Not just his singing.
Well, his singing always does that. Oh, no further questions, my lord. I think they've convicted themselves.